Psyc, a subdivision of Sumvision, have been producing speakers and other audio equipment for many years. Their Torre range of speakers has been one of my personal favourite additions, and I have been using the original Torre as a desktop or barbecue companion for many years. As such, I was very keen to check out the new Torre WX Wi-Fi and Bluetooth tower speaker. The build quality of the Torre WX was evident from the moment I first laid hands on it. The solid wooden construction that comprises the majority of the speaker is wonderful, and the slight textured effect looks great on my desk. The two speakers on the front of the tower are highlighted with some red plastic trim and give the whole thing a pretty unique look. The majority of ports and controls can be found mounted in the plastic top of the Torre WX and are all laid out sensibly. The main control panel is found on the very top of the speaker, and the sizable buttons are both self-explanatory and responsive. My only real complaint with the construction of the Psyc Torre WX comes from the phone stand on the top of the unit. The stand clips easily in and sits firmly on the top without any screw fittings or anything needed. However, the rubber grip that holds your phone or tablet in place is free to slide up and down the bar, impacting the otherwise flawless presentation of the speaker. As someone who has never set up a wireless speaker before, I was pleasantly surprised how simple the process was. When using the suggested Muso Player app, connecting was as simple as holding down the mode button on the speaker for 3 seconds and then following a small set of instructions on screen. This app is freely available from both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, so most phone or tablet users should be able to utilize this function easily. From the Muso Player app, you can access both local files from your device or redirect to supported streaming services like Spotify, TuneIn, and Tidal. After I was set up by this method, I did however find myself just firing up Spotify and selecting the Torre WX from available devices. I even went as far as removing the Muso Player entirely. Connecting via Bluetooth was equally simple, and other than very occasional dips in sound, the listening experience was seamless. Operating the Psyc Torre WX couldn't be easier. The central mode button on the top is used to switch between Bluetooth and wireless listening, and the speaker automatically switches to auxiliary once you insert the supplied 3.5mm audio cable. Regardless of your listening method, the currently selected mode is clearly displayed on an otherwise invisible screen built into an angled panel on the speaker. The rest of the buttons on the control panel are self-explanatory and are used to adjust the volume, play, pause, or skip tracks. My efforts to confuse the Torre WX were foiled, and I was happy to see that pausing music from my phone and then switching to the built-in speaker controls worked as expected. It is also worth noting that the Psyc Torre WX has a few other noteworthy features, like the 2 DC out ports for charging devices, plus an SD and USB slot for playing MP3 files directly from Flash Media. The sound quality produced by the Psyc Torre WX is great. I've happily spent the morning listening to some of my favourite music at a relatively high volume and have been very impressed. With a little fine tuning via the bass and treble dials on the back, I had the speaker set up just fine. I did, however, have to sacrifice a little bass from my previous setup. This is presumably down to the lack of a sub that came mounted into the underside of the first generation Torre speaker. When using the Muso Player app and multiple speakers, I was able to simply change channels and achieve stereo sound with a few minor taps. This gave a great effect, and I would recommend it to anyone who has the funds and spare plugs for 2 small tower speakers in their permanent setup. Overall, the Psyc Torre WX delivers on all of its promises, and I cannot find anything to really grumble about here. Whatever your listening preference, I am confident this fine tower speaker will deliver. We hope you found this video review useful. If however you have any other questions or queries, do please let us know in the comments. Take care, bye bye.